You're listening to Menopause Natural Solutions, episode 87, the health benefits of coconut and MCT oils. Welcome to Menopause Natural Solutions, your podcast for all things peri-menopause, menopause and beyond. Stay tuned as your host, naturopath Jennifer Harrington, explains how to use natural therapies to find your ultimate health and happiness during your transition. Welcome back. It's Jen here, and today we're going to be talking about coconut and MCT oils. For centuries, people living in Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands have been praising coconuts as a food source and both an internal and external medicine. They love coconuts so much, they fondly call the coconut tree the tree of life. So today we are going to look at why coconut oil is so beneficial, especially for women in their peri-menopausal years and beyond. Has your menopausal transition been filled with fatigue, weight gain, and brain fog? If so, this is the episode to stay until the end because this simple food is readily available, economic, and effective. I'm so happy to be doing a food-based podcast as this is something that everyone can incorporate. The only exception is if you have a food intolerance or an allergy to coconut, and this is rare. Yes, coconut oil is a saturated fat, and unfortunately many women grew up with the lie that fats are bad, especially saturated fats. Hopefully by now you've heard that this is incorrect. There are good fats and there are bad fats. As a general rule, natural fats are good, and we need an abundance of them in our diet to achieve good health. But altered, deep-fried, man-made fats are bad, and there is a special place in hell for these vegetable oils. The 3 C's, canola, cottonseed, and corn, and the 3 S's, soybean, sunflower, and safflower oil. If you missed that memo, you may like to check out the book Deep Nutrition by Dr. Catherine Shannon. If you have any of these truly bad fats in your home, throw them out now. Back to coconut oil. To make this oil, they cold press the white meat of the coconut. You want to buy cold pressed extra virgin coconut oil and avoid partially hydrogenated coconut oil. This last one turns this natural fat into a man-made altered trans fat, which should not be consumed. Coconut oil mostly consists of medium-chain triglycerides, MCT for short, and some long-chain triglycerides. The difference is how long the triglyceride carbon atom chain is. The longer the chain, the longer it takes your body to break it down into energy. Short-chain fatty triglycerides are the fastest, but they aren't usually used as they tend to upset the digestive system. Long-chain fatty acids are more abundant in the diet, but they take longer to digest as they need to be processed via the liver before they can release energy. Medium-chain triglycerides, on the other hand, hit the sweet spot. Your body converts MCT into ketones. Ketones are an energy source similar to glucose, but without the insulin spike or the blood sugar roller coaster. Ketones suppress ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and increases cholecystokinin, which increases the feeling of fullness. MCT can cross the blood-brain barrier and provides instant fuel to energize your brain. There is promising research looking at this benefit in regard to preventing and treating Alzheimer's. It also plays a beneficial role in treating multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, and other neurological conditions. MCTs help protect the digestive system by blocking bacteria and toxins from entering the bloodstream. They may help protect against cardiovascular disease by increasing the good HDL form of cholesterol and lowering the bad LDL cholesterol. For the women out there trying to get back into a regular exercise routine, you may find it encouraging to hear MCT oils may reduce lactic acid buildup and its related muscle soreness, while helping to increase stamina and endurance. When starting with MCT oils, start slowly. Start with 1 teaspoon and build up slowly over time to a tablespoon. MCT comes in a few different forms. There's C6, which is caprice acid, C8, which is caprylic acid, C10, which is caprice acid, and C12, which is lauric acid. Let's go over the differences, as you can use a straight coconut oil, an isolated MCT from coconut oil, or a combination of isolated MCTs. And I personally have all of these options in my kitchen, and I use them at different times. So a straight coconut oil is roughly 50% C12, 7% C10, 7% C8. The rest is long-chain triglycerides, C14 and C16. I only use coconut oil for cooking. The smoke point for extra virgin coconut oil is around 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The refined oil has a higher smoke point, but I refuse to use this human-altered oil. The temperature is great for curries and stir-fries, but not for deep frying. To get the health benefits of MCTs, you need a concentrated dose. Hence why I don't take coconut oil as a supplement. Instead, I look at the concentrated individual MCTs. Personally, I have a combination of these for everyday use like salad dressings or in my smoothie, but I also use a daily tablespoon of straight C8, and you will understand why in a minute. But before we move on, you need to know isolated MCTs have a low smoke point, and you should not cook with them. Let's look at the individual MCTs. So C6, it's not usually used, as it has a tendency to upset most people's digestive system, but it does rapidly convert to energy. If you are getting any sort of digestive issues from using MCT oil, go back and check there's no C6 in it, as this is usually the culprit. C8, as mentioned before, this is my personal preferred form of MCT, and I use an over-the-counter retail product that you can get to called Brain Octane Fuel. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? As the name suggests, it helps fuel the brain, increasing mental clarity and focus. I put it in my morning coffee to prepare for the day. It also helps me feel full so that I can fast longer if it's an intermittent fasting day. This is the best of the MCT oils, as it only takes 3 steps to turn into energy, and it produces 4 times the amount of ketones than standard coconut oil. More ketones, more metabolic stimulation, and more energy. C10 is a cheaper version of C8. It still has the same benefits, but it takes longer to create the energy. C12. Standard coconut oil is primarily C12, otherwise known as lauric acid. It has some powerful antimicrobial effects. Depending on the health of your gut, you may be able to convert lauric acid into monolaurin. This substance is protective against viruses, bacteria, and fungi. I often recommend it when I see high candida or a general microbial dysbiosis in my patients' GI map results. C12 also has promising results in reducing chronic type 2 diabetic complications such as vision issues and kidney problems. So to summarize, start cooking with coconut oil if you aren't already. The key benefits of adding concentrated medium-chain triglycerides to your diet include increased energy with more stamina and better endurance, increased metabolism with easier weight loss, better mental clarity and focus. Side note, dogs love MCT oil too. I put some over my dog's food every night, and the biggest change I've seen in her is with her paws. Her poor little paw pads used to constantly crack and peel, and she would limp around from time to time, but not anymore. I hope you've enjoyed learning about coconut oil. If you would like to know more about how food can help transform your transition into menopause, consider joining me on Tuesday, the 25th of May, for my Functional Foods for the Menopausal Transition workshop as part of the Natural Medicine Week celebrations. Check out www.naturalmedicineweek.com.au for more details about my event and many other events. Or alternatively, the details are also on my website, which is www.menopausenaturalsolutions.com. Well, that's it from me this week. I hope you have enjoyed our episode, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Bye for now. Listening to Menopause Natural Solutions. This podcast contains general information about menopause. It is provided as a guide and is not intended to replace medical advice. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a 5-star review.